Hey Spirit Fam, Oracle Brie Marie back with you today for a pick a card reading, but you don't really pick a card. So what we're going to do today is a twin flame reading, a general reading, but there's going to be 3 categories to choose from. The first is going to be twin flame connection. If you have not made your connection with your twin flame yet, or you feel that you possibly just have, then this is your pile. This is what you want to hear. And then our second pile is going to be twin flame journey. The journey, the separation, the very middle of, well, right after you guys have your connection. This is what you're going to want to pick if you have already met your twin flame and had that connection, and then now you are going through either the separation or just like in the middle of your journey together. And then we have the third, the last but not least pile, which is if you had your twin flame connection, you've had your separation, and you guys have back reunited. And then this one is twin flame union. This is the final card. This is the conclusion of your twin flame journey. So thank you for joining me today. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the pile that you picked. Love, light, and blessings. Okay guys, so here is the very beginning of our twin flame reading. This part is going to be for everybody. I pulled a card to represent the divine feminine, or the female, or the feminine partner in the relationship, and then a card for the divine masculine, or the male, or the strong masculine energy in the twin flame union. So first we're going to start with Temperance. Temperance is representing this feminine energy as fair and patient. She gets along well with other people. She's driven and focused. She's going to be very spiritually based and grounded. She's very thoughtful. She wants nothing more than to improve herself and make herself a better person. She can be soft, but she can also be hard if she has to be. She's a healer. She is creative. She's an alchemist or an artist. She can balance the physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional aspects of her world. So that is going to be a general reading for the divine feminine in this relationship. And then the King of Pentacles over here. See, I am sure of my place in the world. The King of Pentacles, he is wise and rational, but he can be careless when he's passing judgment of others. He is going to be your biggest supporter, but he does give unsolicited advice and at times harsh criticism. The thing is, though, is that he is going to love you for who you are. So that is just so beautiful. He's a great lover, provider, parent, partner. He's successful and generous and dependable. He demonstrates love through his actions and not through his words. He wants to create a stable and loving home and environment for his family. He's going to be slow to make a commitment because he takes love so seriously. He needs to truly understand you before he takes any next steps. And he loves you for who you are, so how great is that he wants to really understand who you are before he dives really deep into this twin flame union. You're going to be emotionally comfortable with this divine masculine in your twin flame union. Now we have the Chariot representing, we have the dark and the light in between you guys, and where this is going to take your union. So this is saying that you are going to have to overcome the pain of your past in order to move on and forward into this love relationship. You're going to have to conquer your emotions to have a successful twin flame relationship. You have to communicate and work hard. If your partner is going through a difficult time or a rough patch, you need to be supportive and make sure that you communicate the problems and issues going on between you guys. The Chariot does bring up some anxiety. So at first, there is going to be this anxiety. There's like a fear. There's an immediate fear of losing this person as soon as you find them. You need to balance your heart and your mind to be successful. Now, this goes for either of you, the divine feminine or the divine masculine. And if your partner uses logic as armor, you need to find a way to get around their defense. So I'm seeing this masculine, this King of Pentacles, he's going to be the one that uses logic as armor over here. So if you're the Temperance, if you're the divine feminine in the relationship, you're going to have to figure out how to get around their defenses in order to get them to see things from a more emotional point of view. Okay, so this part was for everybody. You can go ahead and check the timestamps to find your one of three. Okay, so we're starting off here with the twin flame connection, pile number 1. So Spirit is bringing up self-respect first and foremost, saying that you do not need to compromise your self-respect for this union, for this love that is just not necessary. How you respect yourself is how you're going to be perceived by your twin. You're going to start to see how you've compromised yourself in the past. Like immediately, you are going to feel that there have been situations in the past that you didn't even know before where you've compromised yourself. And just this introduction, this immediate connection with your twin is going to make you realize that you're not going to want to behave in those ways again. Spirit is saying to live from your truth, to have confidence and self-love. Next, we have the Two of Pentacles. This is telling us that there is a struggle. There's going to be a struggle to find the balance between your needs and your twin's needs. But you need to be honest with yourself and you need to make sure that you take care of your needs first. You're going to be head over heels, like just immersed in this love, and you cannot forget to find that balance of taking care of yourself while you're trying to take care of your twin's needs. There's going to be a big financial decision, like immediately, right away in this connection. There's going to be a loan, a car, or a house. There's going to be some sort of choice, financial decision that's going to have to be made right away in your connection. Spirit is bringing us right to awareness, saying that you need to use your intuition to become more aware of what's going on around you right now. Be aware of potential scenarios. You're going to be so lost in this love at first that literally the whole world, you're just going to be in your own little bubble. The whole world isn't even going to exist. So Spirit is reminding you to be aware of other aspects of your life right now, and as amazing as this is going to feel, and you're not going to want to do anything else right away, but then to just be with your twin nonstop 24/7, you need to ground yourself. You need to stay grounded and be aware of other aspects of your life too. Now with this answers card, you're being shown that you already know the answers to your questions. Any questions that you have for Spirit or the universe regarding your twin flame connection, do not pursue the opinion of others. You need to just trust in the universe, trust in fate, trust in, knowing that you've known this person in other lifetimes before, and that you guys are literally two halves of the same soul. You're journeying into the unknown. So this is a really crazy time where it's just like, logically things don't make sense, but in your heart and in your soul and your bones, you just know. Spirit says the answers are all around you in the signs and messages and synchronicities. So you already know the answers to your questions. Do not depend on others for their advice right now. Okay, so we have the sea turtle of stability. This is literally showing that you're going to be knocked right off your path, right off your pedestal, the road that you thought you were traveling. You felt stable, you felt good and in control of your life, and then suddenly your stability is just gone. You're weak in the knees, you don't even know what's going on, and your whole world is turned upside down. And it feels so good, but you just feel so lost in like this, just yesterday I knew where I was going in life, and today the tables have turned. Spirit is saying that is okay. Your journey doesn't have to be difficult because of this. Do not let that aspect stress you out yet. And then we have the goblins. These goblins are born when you are wounded. They steal your peace of mind. It's a reminder that fear is an illusion, as well as a need to forgive yourself and to forgive others. These wounds from your past are immediately going to start coming back up, things that you didn't even know that you had. And they're literally robbing your peace of mind and your happy place with you and your twin. So forgive yourself, forgive others, forgive your past, and don't let those goblins take you over. The weight of the world is literally telling you that you need to, again, look after your well-being before your twins. It's a reminder that you're going to want to make this person the center of your whole world and focus without even trying, but you cannot forget about yourself and your own needs. As well as do not carry the world's problems on your shoulders. Is it even yours? Like, is the burden that you're carrying that you probably didn't even know you had, all these things that are coming up, suddenly it's weighing you down and you feel, almost trapped by all of this past pain that's coming up. Spirit wants you to determine, is it even yours to carry? Maybe you've been harboring this that isn't even yours. You just need to let it go, and that forgiveness. With the weight of the world card, the universe is also thanking you for being such a caring person. Like, you're such a sweetheart. Okay, moving on to the sorcerer. Now, this is pretty intense right here, because the sorcerer is you stepping out of the shadow and into the light. He represents the destructive aspect of the human psyche, your self-centered behavior that harms others that hasn't even come up until now. Suddenly you're realizing, not only do you have past wounds, but have you been a part of somebody else's wounds? There's this unconscious belief and idea about separation from your twin now. Like, you are already just terrified for this moment to end, or these moments, this connection to end. Spirit is calling you to examine the misuses of your power in the past. So again, this goes back to not only, forgiving who has wounded you, but possibly forgiving yourself and having to reach out and make amends to others, perhaps in past relationships or family members or friends that before you didn't see it, but now you're realizing that you did play a significant role. The sorcerer brings out character flaws and pain that you have inflicted on others. So there's a lot of shadow work going on here. As soon as the connection, everything is beautiful and perfect and wonderful. And then as soon as you get this fear, this afraid to lose this person, and you're like, how do I keep them? How do I express my love for them wholly? You're going to start to go through the shadow aspect of yourself in a radical self-acceptance phase of, fully accepting and fully loving yourself so that you can fully love your twin. Spirit says to meet these emotions with humility. This power is going to transform into grace. There can be no more denial about the past. There has to be full acceptance and responsibility in making amends. So that is for pile number 1. This is your twin flame connection. This is a general reading, so take what resonates. And hopefully we see you back soon for pile number 2, the journey. Okay, so we are back now with pile 2. This is for the twin flame journey. If you have already made that twin flame connection and you're over into your separation part of your journey, this pile is for you, starting right off with love. So here with this love card, it's saying that the angels want you to ask, what does love mean to you? What love used to mean to you probably isn't what it means to you now. How you used to show love and receive love is going to be entirely different now. You are going to question how you've asked for others to show their love to you in the past. This actually boils down to love languages. This might be something that you start looking into and finding out, what is my love language? How do I show love and how do I receive love? Now, Spirit wants you to feel the raw, real force of this twin flame love. Like, it is the strongest, most intense feeling of unconditional love that you will ever experience. So I only meant to pull one tarot card and two ended up coming out. So we're going to start with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, this is showing a new beginning, a new cycle of your life. Now that you have established that connection with your twin and you guys have started to evolve in your relationship, this is going to be a whole new cycle for you. This is also indication of a loyal and steady love, like we see here, a loyal and steady love with the confidence to take risks and to explore this love, to explore how you want to be loved, how your twin wants to be loved or needs to be loved. The Ace of Pentacles is also saying that you and your twin should feel lucky and privileged and blessed to have found each other, because it is really rare. Everybody wants to think and feel that they have found their twin, and I'm not saying that anybody is wrong, but to actually have found that union and found the other half of yourself in this world is a very rare experience. So then now we're going to go over here to a little less on the happiness and the love note, because the Five of Swords is going to bring in the darker side. We have some intense anger and fear over here. This is showing us the beginning of the separation, the learning aspect, because if you're educated on your twin flame love, then you know that it's not just, to find someone to complete you or to find, a loving relationship in your life, but this is going to be a relationship that you grow from, that you learn from, that you're constantly teaching each other as you see each other in the mirrors, or see yourself in the mirrors of each other, I should say. So we have a feeling of defeat and surrender here. The Five of Swords actually shows us the change and somebody walking away. So whether that ends up being you or that ends up being your twin, the twin flame separation is a huge highlight factor in this relationship, in this journey. And it's going to happen. One of you are going to end up walking away. There is self-sabotaging behavior. And this has a lot to do with the fear. In that connection, when you start to go back into your past and bring out all of this pain and then try to work on yourself and figure out what love means to you, it's a scary time. It's full of fear, and which can bring out the anger. There's going to be serious conflict, lack of communication, hostility and aggression. There could even, for some of you, be infidelity and cheating. Yes, this is your twin, but they are still human. It could be you're human. It depends on just how you're able to handle these overwhelming emotions during your separation. There could even be abusive behaviors in some of your relationships. Not abusive in the sense where I'm talking physical abuse, but there could be some emotional abuse here. There could be, some throwing things. There is some serious, heavy-duty, dark phase of the journey. This is the separation. It's intense. It's not like a separation in, a normal, regular relationship where you might split up and get back together and split up and get back together. This is a separation of two souls, two halves of a soul that have reunited, that have seen in each other all of the positive yet negative qualities about yourself that you had not noticed before. And it's terrifying. And there's a lacking of self-control and a fear of this closeness. This is just, it's overwhelming. So this is when one of you decide that you need to walk away. Next, for the journey, I pulled the family card. Now, this has a couple different meanings, depending on, it's a general reading. So some of you are going to sway one way. Your family is not going to understand this heavy relationship that you have taken on and taking into your life, and how you can possibly have intense feelings for somebody that you just met, a month, 2 months, or even a week ago. But now, since we're in the journey, it's going to be a little bit into it. For some of you, your family is not going to understand, and that is going to be a learning experience in itself for you. You're going to be learning from your family and trying to explain to them how important this is to you and how you are, doing shadow work on yourself. Even if you don't know it's called shadow work, you're going to be trying to figure out yourself. And a lot of that goes back to the roots of your family, why you behave the way you do. You are going to, some of you feel isolated with your twin. You're going to feel isolated because your family is rejecting this relationship. So if you're going through this separation phase and your family is isolating you, you are going to feel extremely alone at this point. But at the same time, being alone is kind of what you're going to need in order to process this deep trauma that's going to go way back. It doesn't matter who you are, it's going to come out, it's going to happen. So the other side of this family coin, or card rather, is that you're actually going to turn to your family in support right now during this separation, during this struggle, this inner battle between yourself and then this outer conflict between you and your twin. You're going to turn to someone in your family for support. Now, we also have, on this end, we have waiting. So, Spirit wants you to call in the qualities of patience while you're waiting. This is going to involve a lot of patience. Another quality that you probably didn't have, at least not to the level that it's going to be required for this waiting. Some of you might decide to actually meet your twin halfway. There's the one who runs and then the one who chases. But just because you're not physically chasing after them, it doesn't mean that you are not waiting. You are not patiently waiting for them to figure out what's going on. Chasing doesn't always necessarily mean like following them footstep for footstep right behind them. Chasing them also means being open to when they're ready to come to you, because they are going to come back. They are going to come back. That's the thing about twin flame. The separation, if you can handle and withstand it, what is born from it is going to be the most beautiful beginning that you're going to have for the rest of your life. So being patient right now is really something that you want to be able to focus on. You need to be mindful of your expectations right now, of your twin and of yourself. And then on the other hand, you need to ask, how long is too long? This might be your twin flame love, but on the other hand, you are human and you do have a life to live, and you probably do have other responsibilities that don't always make it so you can wait forever, because while you're waiting, you're dealing with this pain of, having your back turned on you. So that can be really difficult for some. But if you decide to withstand the waiting and, work on your patience, make it a strength of yours, then you can actually meet your twin halfway. Excuse me. And that will take you to the next part of your journey. So the animal energy that you're going to have for your journey is the tiger's will. This is saying that you should not place your will over another, meaning your twin. Do not place your willpower over your twins. It's a reminder that you do not have control over anybody other than yourself. So at the end of the day, no matter how you feel or what you want, you cannot control what anybody else does. Anger can be healthy in a constructive way, but eventually you have to transform it into something useful. And then we also have the child of the cosmos from the Starseed Oracle, and she is representing feeling separate and alone, feeling separated from your twin, relying on your own strength during this period of patience. Spirit is saying here that flowers know when and how to bloom, and that you need to know when and how to bloom too. You need to know when is the time for you to rely entirely on your own strength, or the strength of a family member, but that when you're feeling alone like this, you need to surrender to the flow of life. You need to surrender to the universe and trust. You need to trust and know that Spirit has your best interest at heart, and that everything will work out when it's meant to. Everything happens for a reason. From the Mystical Shaman Oracle, we have the Earth card. And Earth is telling you to appreciate the gift of life. It's a reminder that life is a gift, and it must be respected. Right now, what you need to do is to be focusing on appreciation and on what nurtures you. Open yourself up to healing. Stay open to healing on all levels: physical, mental, spiritual. Practice self-care right now. During this separation, you need to take it as focusing on yourself, on healing yourself and taking care of yourself. And then lastly, over here, we have Moonlight. This is such a beautiful card from the Enchanted Map Oracle. This is saying that your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane. Follow it. Follow it into places that may not seem logical. Like I was saying earlier, or maybe actually it was in the first group, but just because something doesn't seem logical when it comes to a twin flame journey in union, it's not logical. There is nothing logical about it. It is all deep from within your soul, everything that you're feeling and experiencing. So don't expect for it to make sense. Resist second guessing things. Go with your intuition and your gut. Spirit is sending you messages now. And the universe is saying success is yours if you follow the signs. If you want this to be a successful twin flame union and to get to the next pile, which is pile 3, and the final, the union, then you need to trust, you need to follow the signs, and you need to take care of yourself and put yourself first. So here you are, pile 2, the journey and the separation. I hope to see you back for pile 3. Hello, pile number 3. If you are watching this, then it means that you have made the twin flame connection. You have survived the twin flame separation and the first, the most difficult part of the journey, and that you've come through on the other side and you want to know more about your twin flame union. So what we have here first is beautiful. It's the commitment card. This is showing that you have not only a commitment to yourself, but you have that commitment to your partner and to your relationship. So there's 3 separate commitments there that you have now been able to uphold. There is an unshakable foundation now. You guys have overcome the most difficult aspects and you are just unshakable now. You are this complete team. You've already considered what you are committing to in every aspect of the situation, and you have accepted dedicating yourself to all these different areas. You've now learned to care for your own health and well-being before, first and foremost, before anything else. And your commitments to each other are equal and they're healthy. So this is just such a wonderful start. For your tarot card, we have the Ace of Cups, which is marking a deeper connection established. And it is deeper because you guys have already gone through, the battleground. You guys have literally gone to war and come back. There is a new beginning or even an era of great possibility. There's a renewal in the relationship, letting go of past wrongs, and now you're focused on love, intimacy, compassion, sharing deeper feelings with open hearts. The Ace of Cups even signifies fertility, pregnancy, celebrations, and weddings. So now you guys are open to experience all of the wonderful things that you've been wanting since the very beginning, since that connection, and now they're possible. Okay, so here we have the trust card because after everything that you've gone through now, you know your partner is trustworthy, right? If you ever questioned it before, you know that you can trust your twin with absolutely anything and everything. You know the truth now too, like you've met your twin. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If there was ever a question about it before, you know in your heart now that this isn't just a soulmate. This person is a piece of your soul. So you have built your union on trust, and now secrets will be shared that perhaps weren't shared before or weren't understood before. So now there's going to be this mutual understanding that you can trust in yourselves and trust in each other and trust in your relationship, right? Just like the commitment. And then we also have decisions right here with the celebrations, or wedding or pregnancy. It's time to make an important decision. Spirit asks you to consider your choices carefully because this decision will affect others. If you have other children or family members, friends, this is going to be a big life-changing decision. Ultimately, though, it is yours. Just be mindful that it will affect other people. Or this could possibly mean that your twin needs your advice on making a decision, because now that you guys have this full trust in each other and in your relationship, you can fully depend on leaning on each other to help make important decisions. So the animal energy that you have now in this aspect of your twin flame relationship and union is responsibility. So now that you guys are through the separation and all of the chaos and all of the heartache, and now it's time to get back to the real world. It's time to take the blinders off and get back to responsibility, get back to your life. Things that you have kind of forgotten about or let drift off to the wayside. It is time to start focusing on those again. And then we have the Wizard of Awareness. So what this wizard is saying is he's telling you to observe your union. Don't define it and don't limit what you are experiencing. Don't say, oh, okay, it doesn't get better than this. It can't get better than this. Or this is not a twin flame union, or this is a twin, don't put any labels on it. Don't limit what you're experiencing to stopping now. Like you can't have that wedding or that baby because the love that you have right now is so perfect. You're just terrified to ruin it. Don't have those, don't set expectations for yourself or limits on yourself. Just let it be. Watch the miracles unfold in your life now. There's also the message that your soul knows best. Your soul knows what's best for you and for your twin, right? Because you guys are both parts of the same soul. So take this time to get back to the real world, your responsibilities, and observe. From the Starseed Oracle, you guys have a new earth, which is saying that you've planted all of the seeds. You've planted all of the seeds already, and now they're starting to take root. So just have faith. Have faith that your vision is manifesting for your relationship. Don't give up. You are in the right direction, and there's nothing stopping you guys now. There's absolutely nothing. You've gotten the absolute worst out of the way. Not to say that, you're never going to have an argument or a disagreement again, but never to that level. You guys have already tested each other's faith. You've tested each other's trust, boundaries and limits. You've tested your own. You've gone through a lot of emotional purging, a lot of healing, and a lot of shadow work. And now look at this, you guys, you're planting new seeds. You're literally starting over fresh, a new era, and your visions are manifesting. Last but not least, for your twin flame union, the Andean cross. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's not important. So look at this, a start to a great journey, another start. So you're not at the beginning, you're far from the beginning at this point, but it's still a fresh start. It's a brand new beginning. Stop trying to make sense out of everything. Everything that's happened, don't try to figure it out anymore. There's nothing to figure out. It's happened, it's done, you've dealt with it, and it's gone. Just be grateful for where you are right now. The stars have clearly aligned. You know in your heart that the stars have aligned to get you guys through the separation, to get you back together where you are now. Allow new wisdom to guide you. New wisdom, new thoughts, new ideas, and new feelings. What seemed out of reach before, during the separation, during the beginning or middle aspects of your journey, is within your grasp now. So, anything you want now is yours, guys. Like, you are in it to win it. You are in it for the long haul. At this point, you're not wondering anymore, are they going to leave me? Am I going to leave them? Is this not going to work out? There's actually a fear now of losing that person to to death. You know, that's the only way that you know that they're not going to be there for you anymore, is if something were to happen to one of you. It's absolutely beautiful. So if you made it this far, congratulations. You are strong in your twin flame union. And thank you for choosing me to hear all about the twin flame journey. All right, guys, so there's your twin flame reading for today. It is a general reading, so take the information that really resonates with you, and whatever doesn't is fine. That was for somebody else. But stay tuned, because towards the end of this week, I am going to put out a story time of my personal twin flame union, journey, connection, the whole thing. My husband of 5 years is my twin flame, and I'm excited to tell you guys our story and all of the similarities and all like the little crazy twin flame things that I didn't even think twin flame at the time, but then afterwards I mean, I always knew it, but I didn't put a label on it. But then now that I know more and I'm more informed and educated on what a twin flame is, I can't wait to tell you guys about all the crazy coincidences that my husband and I share. So stay tuned for that at the end of the week. I hope you liked this video. If you do, like, subscribe, and share.
Beep, 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 beep.
Good choice.
I really good choice.
You have Bison Ritual.